Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Jab Podcast. This is episode 14. In this episode, we talk about marriage,
fighting in delicate hands,
touching yourself,
and LeBron James.
Who?
LeBron James.
Oh, yeah.
Hope you guys enjoy it. Watch out for the jab.
Let's get ready to rumble!
hey yo kid.
Watch out for the jab.
She's very gorgeous to me. Have you guys seen that video?
I love that video.
I feel like every dude's been in the position where they have to defend the girl they're seeing to their friends.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody has different standards.
Yeah,
different
absolutely.
likes.
Yeah.
Dude, she's hot, trust me.
Seriously, bro, just leave it alone.
Have you seen her pictures?
Yeah.
Well, the thing with like the Tinder age now and stuff like that, there are always pictures.
Yeah.
You know, like
Pictures,
there's
dude.
no excuse.
You can make
Yeah.
yourself look like a dime
I can't
piece.
say, a lot of the times when my friends start talking about a girl they're talking to, I'm like, let me see her. Let me see her.
There's been a few times you've done that to me, and I was like, well, like she looks different in her picture.
Welcome to the Jab. This is People Call Me Jay.
This is Young Al.
And your boy Breezy Rando.
Yes, sir. We're in the house
Bad Bunny.
today. I'm
Bad
still
Bunny.
feeling a little bit of a hangover from last episode. That's why I got a beer.
Damn, whole week.
It's been a crazy week.
Yeah, it has been a crazy week.
Did y'all see the stuff about the dude in Saudi Arabia? Got
Uh,
chopped up in little pieces, man.
No, is that like
Yes.
an abnormal thing there?
It's probably not if you just
Maybe
like
that's like
regular-ass
a
dude.
stereotype. You know,
Yeah.
like maybe they don't. I don't. I've heard Saudi Arabia is changing for the better, which is good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. No, is there a famous news story about
Yeah.
someone getting chopped up?
Jamal Khashoggi, he's a reporter for the Washington Post, and he went over there to get his divorce papers. And his wife dropped him off, like outside of the building. He went inside, never came out.
Was he an American man?
I think he's Saudi Arabian to start, and then he
Oh, okay.
left to America after he talked a bunch of shit about Saudi Arabia.
I did look up that if you say divorce 2 or 3 times in Saudi Arabia or a certain culture, you automatically get a divorce.
Damn, really?
So you
That's
can be like,
easy.
divorce, and then it's a divorce.
I'll
and the
say
wife
it one more
has
time.
nothing to
Yeah.
say.
I'll say it again.
Do you need like a witness? Even if you could
No.
go get a witness.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. You just got to say divorce like a certain amount of times.
How many times do you have to text it? Like, is texting like double or the
That's
same?
what I was
Or can you
wondering.
say like the D word?
I'm gonna D you.
Yeah, that's a threat.
We're gonna get a D. Speaking
Do you want
of,
the D again?
Speaking of D, divorce is a pretty terrible thing. Like, I've only spoke to a few people that have gone through it. You know what the fucked up thing is a lot of the people that are our age that are starting to get married. All I think of right away is like, that's a divorce. Calling it. Seriously, let's go.
It's-
We'll make a list and I'll call it. 6 years from now, we'll talk about it.
Like, and when you do, when someone brings it up to you, they usually like apologize, like, "Sorry, dude, I'm going through divorce." I'm like, "Dude, you should be pumped. Like,
Yeah.
that's out of your life,
You're
and
free.
we're moving on."
Yeah.
It's basically like getting out of prison.
But it's not like you just like sign a paper and it's all good. There's so
Yeah.
much behind that. It's so expensive.
It's funny because when you think about like what a marriage is,
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning it's like, I love you so much,
Mm-hmm.
like, give me all of your life, I want to share everything with
Yeah.
you.
Till
and then
we
a divorce
die.
is like, I fucking hate you, I wish you were dead. It's like
Yeah,
it's such a
day
big
and
parallel between two emotions that people have.
Kid Cudi.
Day and night. It's interesting because marriage is really just like I want a signed document to say that we have to be together forever.
Yeah.
And
You know?
we share everything.
Everything, yes.
What's mine is yours,
If you
brother.
ever try to leave me, I'm taking half of what you have
Yeah.
because you owe me that.
Have you ever seen? There's a
Or
really,
more.
There's a really popular joke, and it was a guy saying like, basically, marriage is me betting you half my shit that we'll work let's get together.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
My thing with like marriage is like that freaks me out is like sharing financial stuff with other people, with someone else. You know what I mean? Because I'm very picky about my budget and like how I
Yeah,
do
absolutely.
things. I couldn't imagine if someone else just had a card they could swipe for whatever, and I
just
don't
take-
know. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
joint bank accounts. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
You get declined.
Yeesh.
Your wife like has a whole bunch of purses at home.
Yeah, dude. I'd be so upset.
Okay, Jordan.
I've been in like a longer relationship where we start like splitting bills and stuff like that, and even that's stressful.
Yeah,
You know?
you actually did something really interesting. We were back in Wisconsin one time, and you and her were at a restaurant with us getting dinner, and you guys got your own bill. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's the dream. Because
Yeah.
I was at that point, I was dating a girl who she just had a different job than I did, so she didn't make as much money. So it was
Yeah.
like I almost felt obligated to pay for everything. So I'd do it all the time, and she never protested.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I was like, I just paid $60 for that meal.
Yeah, and
Fuck.
dude, definitely. I came from a relationship where we split bills also, and it definitely put us in a shitter because we
Yeah.
both weren't the best with money, and then we
No.
just
Yeah.
get mad at each other because we're just like, why
Exactly.
the fuck did you
Right.
do this? And I was like, I thought I was balling.
Yeah.
So like when I think like when you like first meet someone, it's like it's polite to like offer to pay the bill and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But when you're with someone for a long time, you have to think about finances. And there have been times where like I could pay for my meal and stuff, but maybe she couldn't, and I was like, maybe it's not the best time for us to do that right now.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like that's okay. It's not like I'm like, well, you stay home. I'm gonna go out and have fun. You know,
I'm gonna go have some.
Since you see the way my bank account's set up,
yeah, right.
and yours isn't, yeah.
So it's just something that you have to think about. Like we didn't have a legally like binding
Yeah.
relationship, and we didn't have a joint bank account, but essentially we did share bills.
Yeah.
So you had to be mindful of that.
Well, in Texas, it's called common law marriage.
If you live with
if-
someone.
Yeah, if you live for someone, how long is it out? Like,
I want to say
4 years or
4 or
something?
5. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Automatically,
you're
yeah.
married. It's fucked up.
Under like a court statute, you'd be
Yeah.
put as married.
I almost got married. The girl that I was my last relationship, she lived in South Carolina, and I was gonna have her move here, and I was gonna ask her to marry me. It's crazy to think about. I almost fucking stepped in that bear trap.
like right when she landed, like
No, I was thinking about it. I was like, well, she did this. Let me do this to prove
Yeah.
my love.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely.
And then I
Yeah.
didn't. Someone talked me out of it. Like an adult was like, "Are you fucking serious?" And I remember showing this person the ring, and I was like, "This is what I'm gonna get."
Yeah.
And
wow,
she was
you were
like-
that serious. Yeah,
bro.
ring picked out and everything.
And she was like, "Hold on!" Like she like pulled her headphones out. And she was like, "Just talk to me for a little bit."
Wait, did she have her headphones on when you started talking?
Yeah,
You
she
were like,
was at the
yes,
gym.
I'm gonna get married.
up.
Here's the ring. She's like, what?
This boy tripping.
But woo, man, that was a
Bullet
dodge.
dodge.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever think you'll ever get married? I just don't see the fucking point.
I don't know. Okay,
I
so-
want like the fairy tale thing. I enjoy
Why?
that.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
cool. It's
Like
fucking cool.
Like what do you mean fairy tale thing?
Like the movies,
like
bro.
a wizard to come and bop you on the butt and you're a pumpkin now, or like, what
That'd
do
be
you mean?
tight too. But
Like a
I
fairy
mean,
tale wedding?
yeah, you know, something like that. Like I would.
It's interesting to
I
hear
would
you
like
say
to
that.
think.
Not
yeah,
what I ever thought you'd ever say is like you wanted a fairy tale wedding.
yeah, I would love that. It'd
Yeah.
be fucking dope.
And you the
And
same?
I feel like the man.
For me, and I'm trying to make this a thing, like you said, like the wedding is so tight, and I think it would be cool to be able to have like a celebration of love where you invite all your friends and family, but don't necessarily sign a legally binding contract. You know what I'm
that'd be
saying?
cool.
It's like, because it's like, okay, like we want everyone to know that we're going to spend the rest of our lives together. Like, the thing is, that doesn't matter to anybody at your wedding.
Yeah.
Nobody cares that you're signing documents. They care that you are, like, there to celebrate love. And
Unless
have
it's like Oprah.
You know, wedding,
like I'm definitely signing
marriage,
something.
marriage
Yeah.
should come in shorter terms. Like you had a 3-year agreement to start out with, and
Like
you
NFL deals?
Yeah,
and then we have to re-meet
Exactly.
every 3 years
Yeah.
and
Hey,
see
we're-
if we still want to do it.
we're coming up to our contract renewal, and
That'd be perfect. Yeah. So do you want to keep this going?
so my grandmother on my mom's side,
Damn, that's genius.
her and my so it wasn't my like biological grandfather, it's her like I guess you call it step grandfather, I don't fucking know, but they were together since I was a little kid, and they never were married. She'd call him her boyfriend. So like in her 60s, she'd be like, my boyfriend.
Were they happy?
Yeah, they were very happy. They
That's
loved
what's
each other,
up,
right?
dude.
They got married when I think she was around 70 and he was a little older. I think he was
They
like
just
17.
knew it was time.
Yeah,
Just
they went to
like-
Vegas and they got married, and then he died like a year later. And I think the best fucking part about that is like they
Didn't
had
have to deal
one,
with his ass for longer.
they had one super solid year of marriage. You know what I mean? Like, because like after they say like you know there's like a year of marriage and then things start to show and you start to get those irritated.
Yeah.
You want to choke
Yeah.
each other. But they had their whole life together and they still loved each other. You know, I thought that was really cool. So like I feel like that's not cool though. Like most women don't accept that. Like, oh, we'll get married when we're 62.
No. Well, a big thing I think for women is like the fairy tale wedding where like the guy gets you the ring and then you have this big day, but they never think about the next like day after that.
Yeah.
Like they got all their expectations met from a little
And it's
girl.
all downhill from
Yeah.
there.
Well, maybe because like maybe you're not with the person that you really love, but
Yeah.
you want to have this ideal wedding that
That's
this
a
person
scary
can give
thing,
you.
man. Like, what if you fuck it up? What if you go too fast?
Yeah, I think it's interesting that people get their like vows redone to
Yeah.
like more realistic things. You know, because
Yeah.
like people when they do their vows, it's almost like unrealistic.
Just talking out your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Opening up
Because you
your
want to
fucking
paint
face
this
and-
picture like, wow,
Yeah.
we're gonna have the best life, and it's like, okay, maybe not that, but like I'll still get you something if you have the stomach. For
If
it.
I
You know,
go to
stuff like that.
McDonald's, you're getting a McDouble.
Yeah, it's like I know you're gonna say that you don't want anything, but I'll still get you fries because you're gonna eat some of mine.
Yeah.
Extra large. I love you. So, and then another thing that I was like thinking about is like girls when they're young, they watch all these fairy tale movies and all of this. Like their parents set them up to like, oh, well, your wedding day is going to be so great and so exciting, and I think they bring that in a relationship sometimes.
Yeah, they have high expectations. That's the thing about relationships. It's almost like you're just like it's you know when you're playing basketball. All right, here's my analogy for a relationship.
Okay, interesting.
All right, so two people. One person has the ball. The other person might have the ball at some point. And you're running at each other, and you're just like, which way am I gonna go? Which way are you gonna go?
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like it's like this weird dance that you do for years, because you can be in a relationship for a year and you still don't know that person on the level of like that they know themselves, because people don't give that up to you. So it's scary to me that it's like you're looking at like a 2-year commitment to know somebody.
And one thing that I realized too is like growing up, you are surrounded by people that you grew up with, and like you know them from a certain age. You went to high school with them.
Yeah.
And then I moved out here, and now I'm dating a girl that I don't even know, like
That history.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
I couldn't like look up on Facebook and be like, who are your
Yeah.
friends?
Yeah.
Like, what have you done? Like, it's just a random. So I will truly never know her, like my small town people that back home, and it's crazy.
Well, another thing too is like you might know someone for 3 years and you think you know them, but people constantly change.
Yeah.
Even into their 40s, their 50s.
Yeah.
Like it's not like they're gonna be that person forever.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
And all their experiences, and if they're different than yours, then you might grow apart.
It's a lot, and I feel like it has a lot. It's very similar in the way like faith is. Like for me to have faith in a book and God, it's the same way that people have to have faith in relationships, and that's scary, man. I think a lot of again, back to like people that are our age, 25 years old-ish, getting married. I'm just like, man, you're fucking guessing, man. Like you're guessing.
yeah.
Your brain just stopped developing just now. Like your brain just like, okay, cool, we're good, we grown. Now let's start figuring this shit out. Like why the fuck? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just a hater.
Most of the things too is like if someone has a kid, they feel obligated to get married too.
But would you?
That's a little different, I think. That is like a whole different thing.
Would you, if you had a kid with a girl, would you get married to her?
It depends on the girl that I was with. If
Al?
I didn't like her, I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. If I was in a relationship and like we just had a kid and I didn't like her and I knew it'd be detrimental for the kid, I would hope I wouldn't. But then again, we're having a kid, and as a man, like I was taught, like
You got to be there.
fucking hold it down.
Well, when you're having a kid, you are like more legally binded to share things for that child, so it kind of makes sense to get like a contract involved that way. I do think what I've realized is we talk about this fairy tale ending that a lot of girls believe in, but a lot of girls that I've met don't really want that right now. I'm seeing an increase of girls that like they tell me like they don't want kids and they don't want to get married at least for a long time. So I think that might be something in the past. Like those Disney princess movies are old as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, do they still have movies like that like little
come
girls
out?
look up to?
Yeah, I'm sure if like I don't know.
I guess we
know
wouldn't know.
anything.
I'm not exactly in the Disney movie culture.
Claudia, is there any new movies that came out? That
Frozen's
have
a
to do with
thing,
that?
right? That came out recently.
But Frozen's not. Well, yeah, she did. Fall.
Yo, I watched.
But did she
actually,
get married?
Yeah. eventually.
I watched a live ass kids movie, Moana.
I've never seen it. I
It was
wanted to
so
for a long
good.
time.
Ferdinand, it's about a bull. So good. I was like, wow, I can't believe these movies are so appealing to
Have you ever
adults.
seen Coco?
Coco's the
Amazing.
shit.
That's the
Coco's
monkey.
so
That's
good.
about the ape, right? Or the chimp? No?
No,
It's a
The Day of the Dead.
Yeah. It's
Hey, I'm way off.
Coco the monkey. That's funny.
Isn't there a monkey named Coco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or there was. Is that the one
Yeah,
that died?
there's a Coco. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the gorilla. Hey, rest in peace, Coco.
Hashtag Coco.
Moment of silence.
I don't think it's dead.
Dude, we were being
What
silent.
a little liquor.
Feel me.
Yo,
Show me love. Is that good?
Apes are super interesting. It's weird because sometimes if you look an ape in the eye, it gives you a look back like a human gives you a look back.
Oh,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
absolutely.
You ever see dogs do that? Where like a dog, like my dog, sometimes he'll look me right in the eyes and just stare at me, and it feels like he's like trying to say something. And I'm like,
Oh,
"What,
yeah.
what, dude?
I bet dogs wish so badly they could like communicate to humans, because
Yeah.
I feel like dogs can understand humans more than humans can understand dogs. That'd be crazy if they could
Dude,
reciprocate
that'd be my
that energy.
fear. Like, what if you had a bad night with your dog or something? And your dog's in the other room, just like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
motherfucker, put me in the
Yeah.
kennel. Ooh.
Not tonight.
Wait till I get thumbed, boy.
Have
Wait
you-
till I get thumbed.
Have you ever seen that video of the magician doing a card trick to the gorilla at the zoo?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And he
yeah.
got
He's like,
super
yeah,
surprised,
yeah.
and like he knew it was a trick. That's insane to me.
Yeah, you know that trick where you hold a blanket up and you in front of your dog and you run and drop the
Yeah,
blanket?
yeah.
I was doing that the other day. It was fun as hell, man.
I did it
Did
with
he
Biggie.
freak
yeah.
out?
Yeah, he's tripping. He's just crying. He's like, "What?" Oh, he's just walking around in circles crying.
You
I
should have
was
set up a camera. I would
Biggie
love to see
stared
that.
at me and didn't do shit. He just like,
like, Biggie's like, "Good, nigga. I was about to kill you anyway."
He's
I
like,
got the place to myself finally.
are we eating yet? I'm tired of your bullshit.
When's dinner?
Have you either of y'all ever texted somebody and they're like they talk to you for a bit and then all of a sudden there's like, who is this?
No.
Have you ever
Not
done
in
that?
a long time. I've had that like in the past though.
Yeah. Have you ever done that to somebody else where you're just like, I'm just gonna see if they give up who they are?
Wait, you did it on purpose?
No, where like you don't know who it is, but you're just like, I'm gonna see if they can give me something that tells
that
me
may
who they
spark
are.
something?
Yeah.
No, I got a new number. Not that many people text me anymore.
I know. When you got a new number, you didn't even tell me you got a new number.
Really?
Yes, bro.
I didn't tell anyone.
I was
dude.
like texting your old number. I'm like, Al just doesn't fucking like me anymore.
Damn.
And then I didn't learn you had a new number until Brock told me, I think.
Yeah, I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, I got a new number too, and it's nice, man.
Yeah.
Because like I my old phone, I would get texts from people that I just don't want
Random,
to talk
dude.
to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people that you just want to forget about.
There's a lot of people, yeah. And then I put it in my head because I was going through a big breakup that the people
Gotta
that
change.
Yeah, the people that would like reach out to me and find me are the people that I need to keep in my life.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's how I felt with my new number.
Make us work for it. Okay.
Yeah, I want to see you work, man.
Yeah.
Whistle while you twerk.
I was like, you want to see
Dude, that's a really good point you just made. I recently got in a position where like a lot of people that I like, they're not bad people, but they want to hang out, right? And it's like I don't care to hang out with a lot of people. I have a small group of friends that I really enjoy being with, and I think it's more beneficial to put your time into those people than to spread yourself thin over a big group of people that want to go out all the time. You know what I'm saying? And personally, like I do know about you guys. You're actually pretty my best friends, but
Oh, thanks, Jay.
I don't like to go out and like go to bars and stuff because I feel like it's pointless, right? Like I would rather sit around and have drinks with you guys here or
And have good conversation.
rather than go to a loud ass bar where people are always trying to fuck you and like you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, okay, I'm not being conceited at all, but
Yeah.
I was at a bar yesterday and I walked up to it to get a drink, and this girl was like, "I was saving the seat for you." And she was sitting like facing toward my face, and I was like leaning over the chair, and I just didn't say anything because I was like, she was really drunk, first of all.
Yeah.
And
Overly confident.
I saw her a few times, and she was by herself there, and I was like, this girl's looking for something.
She goes there
and,
every
and she
night.
just like sat there and kind of looked at me, and I was like, fuck, man. I was like, it's just weird, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to pay for my drink and get out of here. But those are the situations I don't like. I don't like being uncomfortable. I don't want to make her feel bad. I don't want to feel like weird myself.
Yeah.
Again, I'd just rather chill and have some beers with my
Chill,
friends.
dude.
Yeah, I like going out to get a little like different scenery. Like when I like going out with friends, not necessarily to go meet new people, which like can be a bonus, but like I don't go out just to meet people.
Right.
I like going to kind of switch up the scenery and maybe get drinks that we can't make at home.
And that was one thing that like I'm starting to learn because I haven't gone out much in Houston.
Yeah.
But every time I have gone out, it's not really about going out anymore. It's just about who can get the most fucked up. So every time I'm with a group of people, I'm always like taking care of someone or stressed out in a way because I'm just like, well, we're just gonna get fucking wasted. No more
Yeah.
conversation. So one thing I'm incorporating is just like maybe I'll go to the bar and have water instead of drink because
Interesting.
I'm enjoying being there instead of like having this mindset like we're going out tonight.
Right, yeah. Well, I think the type of place that you go to adds variation too. Like when we went out for my birthday, the first place that we went to was El Big Bad in Houston. Shout out to El Big Bad. It was a phenomenal atmosphere. The drinks were super good.
If you know anyone at El Big Bad, have them reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. We love your shit. But when we went there, we didn't go there just to get fucked up.
I fucking loved it, dude.
Yeah, it was a
I
great
was
time. Chilling. Just like
Until
casually
I found out the
sipping
next
drinks.
spot.
Yeah, and then it kind of got turned up from there. But like if we, and I think people can do that, they just don't.
Yeah, and that's why I enjoy hanging out with you guys too, because we're all on the same page. But yeah, every time I would go out, man, it was a shit show. Even for myself, I'll just like, well, everyone else is drinking, I might as well feel like shit tomorrow too. Mm-hmm. So every time I go out, I incorporate it just with bad things.
Yeah. So growing up in Wisconsin, I always hear about it being like the drunkest state in America. Like 8 out of 10 of the drunkest cities in America are in Wisconsin. So I was like, oh, I bet if I move elsewhere,
Madison,
people won't be wanting to drink and stuff like that. But when I got down here, everyone's on the same shit.
I think people in Texas seem to drink more than Wisconsin.
I found out in Texas that when I do go out, we usually go out really late. So it's like 12 o'clock, so it's drinking fast a lot. Mm-hmm. In Wisconsin, I've realized it's long term. Like we'll start drinking at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But we drink a lot, but everyone paces themselves. Here it's just like we're going fucking all out.
I shout out to Wisconsin. I love how Wisconsin drinks. When I was in college, like you said, people started at 9 a.m. and drink all day.
All day.
And they wouldn't get too shit faced till the afternoon. We went to Alec. All right, so Alec used to DJ for parties in Madison, and it was actually pretty dope because it's
Alec.
so weird. But like when you're the DJ, people do anything. Like it's
Anything,
so
dude.
weird, bro. Like you don't.
What do
have
you
to be,
mean?
I could tell everyone like sit down on the floor
Yeah.
like Indian style.
Okay, so what we did is we got a big ass pallet so we could pick up on a stage, right? So we were up high in the middle of the living room.
All right, I'm gonna interrupt real quick.
Oh, don't.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
I have on my phone Jordan building a stage still to this day because he
Nice.
still owes me a stage, but he brought a pallet instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it had like nails and shit sticking out of it. It was terrible. It was
Damn,
disgusting.
But
Sounds
we were
dangerous.
still higher than
Yeah.
everyone else, so it was tight.
So and there was like holes in it, so like whatever.
Okay, go
but
on.
so we had this big pallet and we built the stage, right?
Yeah.
When you're at the like you're the so it was me, Alec, and then one of the other assistants behind the stage. When you're up there, people just go get you a beer. They'll bring you drinks. They'll bring you weed. It's crazy. It was so weird. They
Yeah,
do
they
anything.
would just. I remember.
Hey man, you want to hit this?
Yeah.
I remember telling someone like, "Hey, get everyone away from the DJ booth." He was like, "On it,"
Yeah.
and pushed
Yeah.
the whole crowd back.
It was all great until some dude pissed on Alec's speaker.
Oh, dude, I was mad at that.
That's a bummer.
But luckily, I did grow up with the kid, and I knew he was so intoxicated that he couldn't talk, so I
Yeah.
didn't make a big deal. But if he was sober, I'd
Yeah.
been mad. And remember that one girl that went into the closet behind the DJ booth
Yeah.
in Madison?
Yes.
And she was on some other,
Yes.
and she sat in the closet.
Yeah, it
and
was
she pooped
really
herself.
weird. Yeah,
She
dude,
pooped herself.
those party.
Dead serious.
You know,
She
Madison
came behind
is,
me, went in the closet, and sat in there.
Madison's
smell
like
like
one of
shit?
like the
Uh-huh.
one of the highest rated like party schools.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember that party. There was literally like a kid that was at the back door holding the door shut because people were just pounding
Dude.
it open trying to get in. Like,
It was that
It's when they
crazy.
almost won the championship.
yeah, there was a couch on fire in the middle of
Basketball.
the street. It was,
Basketball, I
it was
remember
just it was anarchy.
And no,
dude.
just me and Jordan just DJ
Yes.
inside.
Dude, I remember Alec gave me a microphone and I was hammered. And I don't remember what I was yelling, but I just remember yelling into the crowd and like yelling shit the whole time. Yeah.
It was probably just gibberish.
Dude,
too.
I had like a bottle in one hand and the microphone in the other, and I was just on it forever, all night.
Damn.
Yeah,
It was
I
so
love
much
that shit.
fun,
Though. It was
dude.
fun, man.
Is that considered double fisting?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah,
Hands full.
but it was just interesting how people respond to that because like we weren't like professionals. Like we had good equipment and we looked like we
We
were professionals, but we weren't.
We weren't.
Yeah,
We had no idea.
It's all about looking the part. Though.
yeah.
and we
Yeah.
know the songs.
It was the
Yeah.
cool part though was at the end of the night. I remember like the guys who roomed there at that specific party, like counting all the cash they got and then like cutting us in. That felt good, man. That was like our
Yeah.
first business.
It was the first business. And you know what the weirdest part was?
What?
Our friend there who was Asian, he has a bedroom in the hallway, and it was so packed in the hallway, and he had a mat outside the bedroom where he kept his shoes.
Yep.
And the shoes were perfect all night. No one touched
Really?
the shoes, dude. Like,
Interesting.
yeah, he just put his shoes outside of the fucking door, and no one
Yeah, it's
like they
neatly
were
piled.
neatly piled outside the door for the whole night.
I think he got some neat booty. Just quietly having
Polite.
He was, dude. I remember.
sex. Would you like a tea or are you hungry?
It's funny you guys are talking about the professional aspect because like you don't have to be that professional to just play music for drunk people. You know, like you're saying, like we weren't like that professional. It's not like you have to show up in suits, but
We just
it's-
look good.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's the thing is if you go there and do the job like you guys did, like that's professional enough.
Yo, I remember Alex saying because we drove back home that night, like
Yeah, we sure did.
fucking 3, 4 in the
John
morning.
Mayer.
And I remember Alex saying, but nobody fall asleep. He was like saying something like, nobody fucking fall asleep. And I was like, bro, I am staying up the whole ride. It was like an hour and a half.
Jordan spilled fries
It was all kinds of shit.
all
bro.
over my car.
Did you stay awake?
No, I slept the whole time. I woke up pulling into Alex's house, listening to John Mayer. And I was like, oh shit, my bad, bro.
I was screaming John Mayer.
But
To try to wake Jordan up.
the reason
And
that
to stay awake.
Yeah.
the thing about that those parties that was interesting is like there was one point where there were a bunch of guys who played football there, and it's funny when you get a group of people who because when you think of what a football player, like they're generally bigger, stronger people.
Yeah.
You get a group of people like that together and how they act. I remember watching dudes throw fucking cups of beer at people, just passers-by, like people walking home from the bar, and people just throwing like half full cups of beer at them, and like they look on the porch and it's like this 6'4" DN dude. Nobody wants a piece of that.
No.
It's just funny
No
how that
one
works.
wants a
You know what I
piece
mean?
of that, dude.
Like people just accepted that walking by.
Sounds like a toxic attitude to have
It
as
was
a strong person.
horrible, yeah.
So toxic.
I mean, understandable.
There was some
like
fights.
you think
Yeah.
you could fuck people up because you're big, but like doesn't mean you can or like you have to. You know,
Yeah.
like, you don't have to act like that.
It just goes back to like that weird like fight or flight thing. Like I remember just watching people be like, I'd watch a guy get a beer thrown at him with his girlfriend next to him. And was like, and you just walk away. And I was like, either that guy just got, that kind of mentality where he's just like, I'd rather not. Or
My,
he's just
my
like,
big
I don't
thing
wanna
is
fuck with
like
you.
I would rather just like swallow my pride than to like get a court case.
For sure.
That's the
Yeah.
big thing is the legal aspect. I don't even care if I lose the fight, but
Yeah.
like I don't want to have an assault charge on my
That's
record.
my
That's a
biggest
big
thing,
deal.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a time I was walking through a crowd at a bar downtown.
Yeah.
And someone
Here or back home?
here.
Okay.
And someone grabbed my girl's ass. We were walking like literally through it, and there was a moment where she was like, "You really just gonna let that happen?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, number one, there's a huge crowd. I'm gonna go in there and I will start a scene, but just know you're gonna have to bail me out of jail.
Yeah.
Like there's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff behind it, and I'm gonna be mad."
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I'm gonna go in there and be like, "Dude, don't grab my girl's ass." He's like, "My bad, bro. See you next time."
That's,
You know,
that's
like,
a really good sign of growth, though, because I've heard
Yeah.
stories about you, sir.
dude. I got anger up the ass.
All right, like, okay, this is a great opportunity, right? Because you hear a story about somebody and it's usually not the way it happened.
Right.
So this is a story I heard about you, and it's just if it happened this way.
Uh-huh.
We were at a festival, and some guy was walking, or no, you had a bunch of beers, and some guy was walking through and bumped you. No,
Oh, I remember
he had a
this
bunch of
vividly.
beers. Yeah, so this guy had a bunch of beers, walked through and bumped Alec, and Alex smacked the beers out of his hand and
Okay,
punched him in the
no,
face.
it didn't happen just like that. It was Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
I was in there. So I was sitting in a spot, and I guess the guy left to go get beers. He came back and was like, "Hey, bro, that's my spot." And I'm like, "Sorry, man. Like, I'm here now. It's not gonna happen." We were crewed up, so I was like, "No." And he was like 6'8", dreads, And then he's like, "Well, I'm gonna go get my girl another drink, and when I come back, you better be gone." And of course, I'm like, "I'm definitely not leaving."
I'm not going anywhere.
So he came back.
I'm going to be right here.
He came back and called me the N-word, and then started
It's okay,
like,
Claudia. He was black, too.
he started spitting on me, like spitting on me weirdly. So then I hit the beer out of hand, punched him,
I remember that.
and then the cops came, grabbed him. I took my shirt off, and my buddy put him in a headlock.
Yeah.
Dude, when the shirt comes off, it's all real.
is dope because like our friend got him in a headlock and the cops came and we all just dipped.
Yeah, we
got
all
a
left.
perfect getaway. He didn't.
Nothing happened. That's
Yeah.
what you get.
Yeah,
Don't mess
exactly.
with me.
He ended up embarrassing himself.
But
you know?
but I do let my anger get the best of me sometimes. I'll agree.
Yeah, I feel like you've grown a lot from it too, though.
Yeah, I mean, I know like some situations I'll get mad. Don't want
Yeah.
to put myself in those situations.
I think like if you have to defend yourself, I understand that. I think it's a part of growing up because like back then when I was a kid, like you'd always look for any reason to fight somebody, especially you, Brock, for being such a peaceful, nice, well brought up young man. I've seen you get into some shit over shit that didn't need to be get into. You know what I'm
Really?
saying?
This is
Yes.
interesting news for me. I don't remember this.
Yeah, because you're probably hammered.
I'm curious. Do you have any like stories?
Yeah, you want me to let the people know about these stories?
Do I want to know?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, lay it on me.
Do you remember when you and a bunch of our friends beat a bunch of poor kids up at a house and then would let them leave? You remember that?
Okay, they had it coming. They had it coming. Okay, that sounds bad out of context.
horrible.
That sounds,
They didn't have it coming. It was an easy reaction to fight from one of our other friends.
yeah.
I just think, again, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're such a nice guy, and you came up from such a good upbringing. What's wrong with you?
Brock's fighting the poor.
Dude, no, Jordan meant poor, not as Jordan meant poor as in
Brock
like they
shows
were
like
unfortunate.
$100 bill in this guy's mouth.
Go get your grill fixed.
So one of the kids was like a quarter black, and he used the N-word, and my friend was like, "Don't say it." And he's like, "What? It's cool. Like I'm a quarter
Unnecessary.
black." And then he said it again, and then they just got mad and they started fighting. And I was like, "Well, if my friends are fighting, like I have to fight with them."
Yeah. You know, would you do that now? Like, if, say, Alec got in a fight, would you fight with him?
Yes.
Yeah? What about
Same.
you, Alec?
What
What if it was one-on-one? With a midget? Just kidding.
you're fighting someone?
If I saw either of you fighting someone I knew you could take, I would leave it alone.
Yeah, definitely.
But if it was like some dude I knew you couldn't take, I'd probably try to help you get away from it. For
Away?
Sure. Yeah. Because you don't need to fight, bro. We don't need to hurt
That's
people.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
I would rather you like get me away from
yeah.
the situation.
And if he keeps like if someone
Hey.
keeps like chasing us, then it's a fight. But like I think
Let me-
first get away.
If I'm ever in a situation to where I'm going to fight someone, I'm going to fight.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
But as your friend, I wouldn't
know.
let you.
But you would be in some shit too.
You could hit me. I'll just take you away from it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying you're gonna put yourself.
I'm
in a
not. I'm not
situ-
gonna press charges against you.
Okay, cool.
That guy probably would.
I'm
if
gonna
you hurt
be
him.
furious because
Yeah.
I never like to get to that
I just
point.
grab you by your shoelaces and just pull you.
Because right now I'm like a freezer. I'm chilling, baby.
oh,
and Alec leaves the room.
Carmelo or not Carmelo? LeBron.
CP3.
LeBron James pulled Chris Paul away when
yeah.
he started fighting.
I think that, dude.
Rondo.
I listened to LeBron James mic'd up recently.
Mm-hmm.
I have so
James.
much more respect for him.
He's
Such a good team player.
Yeah.
He's
He's
so like nice and kind to his team.
For how much money and like how douchey
Yeah, he could be a dick. I heard
Could
Jordan
be.
was an asshole.
For sure. Yeah, I'm always
Not you.
an ass, man.
No, I was talking about Michael
Betting.
Jordan. Betting, yeah, and just like he would just like kind of like schmooze the refs to get him like what he wants. I'm sure LeBron actually does that too, but
I feel like LeBron does it with like niceness. Like, hey, you want to come have a beer with me after this?
yeah. but with that fight, it was cool because like Chris Paul is his like close friend, so he grabbed him and it's like, dude, like you don't want to get these fines and shit.
Dude,
You know,
he's
it's
getting
not
those
worth
fines.
it.
Hit him 3 times.
Yeah. I know they were getting it in. I haven't seen a fight like that in the NBA probably since the Detroit and
Yeah. Was Rondo on that?
No, Rondo started playing a little later.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if any of those players are still playing because it was
With
like
the
Ron
Pacers, right?
Artest. It was the Pacers and the Pistons.
Dude,
it was
I
like
remember
Ben
watching
Wallace,
that.
Rasheed
And my
Wallace.
dad's from Detroit, and I was like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You want to know these hands from these boys?
Dude, Ron Artest went in the crowd, started fighting fans and shit. I was like, what the hell is going on?
They were throwing beer from the top
Yeah.
ropes, dude.
Yeah, it's weird. Like those, like when professional athletes fight with their hands, it's scary
I
because they're
love
so
it.
strong and
Yeah.
they're so athletic.
But
I love
one thing I will
fights.
say. Okay, yo. So think about basketball, right?
Yeah.
Basketball is a very sensitive sport, right? A flick of your wrist, a finger in a different way is going to make a shot different, right?
Look at the flick of the wrist.
So those guys are strong, but
So
their hands
strong.
aren't strong. Their hands are delicate. Their hands are delicately set to certain settings in order to make a ball in.
That's
So it's
interesting.
not the same thing. It's different if like a UFC fighter who punches people in the fucking head all the
Makes
time.
sense.
I feel like
It's
there's some
different.
NBA dudes who could put a beat down on
Dude,
them.
but just think about that, bro. If they break a finger, their shot's off. So their fingers are very delicately
Yeah.
tuned. They're not punching
But
walls.
they are like crazy science experiments. Like they're fucking 6'8".
Yes.
They can punch.
No, I don't know.
strong
I don't
as
agree,
hell.
bro.
Long
I don't
ass
agree.
arms.
Look, put your hand out in front of you. Listeners, put your hand out in front of you. Now flick your fingers one at a time. Look at the little tiny sensitive muscles, right? Think how delicate that is, right? You put that on someone's head, that's bad for your hands. So I feel like NBA players, if you look at that fight, those guys were punching. They're punching like bitches, bro.
but you closing a fist, it's
No.
still a fist.
I don't agree
It's
with
still
you.
delicate.
No, I still think those dudes could fight if they want to.
I don't think so, bro.
Dude, they're
Yeah.
big guys.
Who don't? They're not fighters though. Specific adaptations to impose demands. If you punch on the wall over and over again, your punch is gonna be harder than somebody else who's
Most
just as
NBA
strong.
players come from hard backgrounds.
But they ain't fighting anymore, bro. They ain't fighting now.
Yeah, but they have a background, like you said.
No, I disagree, bro.
I think what you said about sensitivity, they are sensitive with as far as like shots and like layups and like watching, being careful. But it doesn't
what would
mean
I know
that
about
they.
anatomy, anyways?
It doesn't mean that they can't like clench a fist and hit someone.
But
So.
it's still, if your hand is a very delicate thing. That's why boxers wrap their hands.
Yeah, that's true.
If
A
you-
lot of people break their hands in fights.
Dude, it is so easy to break your hand.
Remember in that fight that we mentioned earlier, our friend broke his wrist in that fight, and he had to walk around school with a
And,
cast.
dude, he grew up in fucking Chicago. Like,
Yeah.
he fought all the time. So
Yeah.
my point being,
But
is
he
like,
did punch with his thumb inside his fingers.
did he?
Yeah, he told me.
Who told him to do that?
Exactly. That's how he broke the fucking bone.
But yeah, I just think like again, I think they're strong people, but like it's different, man. Like look, we played basketball today, right?
Yeah, we did.
I lift every fucking 5 days a week, heavy all the time. I was dead. We were playing against
Yeah.
little kids, and I was dying.
Yeah, they're balling us up.
Straight up squaring us up. It was crazy. They were like what 13, 14?
Yeah, they're probably about 14. They rode on bikes.
Dude, just buckets, man. Just
Yeah,
buckets.
they're like
all
10
over
years
us.
younger than us.
Euro stepping us and shit.
Yeah, they had handles.
Yeah.
Well,
I pushed one of them down. I just got I just got to the point where I was like, you know what? I need to let this little motherfucker know what's going
So
on.
there was this one kid. He was so much shorter than me. He got a rebound. Like when I went up for one as well, I was like, "All right, I'm gonna get this kid." And he like with as far as fundamentals with basketball, like, you have to do it a lot to be able to use them.
Yeah, of course.
And so like he did, I could tell. So his handles were way more than I could guard, and he like served me. I was like, "All right, like fuck this kid." And he like went up for a layup, and from behind, I just grabbed the ball pretty much from him. I was like, "Nope." It felt so good, but the thing is, they're like
Flex
14.
on 'em.
And it was so funny. I thought, so it was kind of like a park. There was like a trail where you could run on, and we were playing basketball. These are all like 14-year-old kids, and there was this like girl that was running by, and all of them were just like. They knew her. I forgot her name. Let's just say it was like
Hi,
Adriana.
Jenny.
They're like, hey, Adriana, and stuff like that. And she like waved.
Dude, I heard one of them say, "I'd hit that."
No
come
way.
14, dude.
Damn. I mean, I would say
I
that
do
at
too,
14.
I said it like at 6.
It was like a movie though, you know, like in Sandlot when they're all like drooling over Penny or whatever that girl's name
Yeah.
is. Like it was like that, but it's weird being in an older situation now and looking at that. Also, speaking of age and like being older, when we went to the gas station after we were in line, we were talking about how like we're older, so we're getting a little more tired. And there was an older guy in front of us, and he like looked back. He's like, "Yeah, I feel that."
Yeah.
And he's like, "It just gets
Yeah.
worse."
Yo, it's so funny because I was thinking like what those kids probably went and did after that game, and what we went and did.
Go ate Doritos and
We-
Famous Amos.
No, we went and got some beers,
Yeah.
and like and they probably went home and like had juice. And their mom made fucking
Xbox.
sound. Yeah, exactly.
Fortnite and Gatorade.
Yeah,
Dude, did you hear that Elon Musk was like joking about deleting Fortnite? Dude. And everyone went off.
it's crazy when you have that much power in the world. They're just like, everybody loves this. I might turn it off.
Yeah,
for a
he's like, I'm gonna buy it and delete it.
Man. I feel like porn is so like mean to women now. Like it used to be like lovely, beautiful woman is in.
Watch this girl
You know-
get in the taxi.
Yeah, now it's like dumb slut with a low grade point average gets in the ass. Like
Trailer trash fucks face.
Oh,
it's
shit.
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
By the way, I'm just gonna fucking put it out there. I stopped masturbating a while ago, and I love it.
Same.
I love not masturbating.
yeah, me too. You
I
convinced
stopped.
me.
Yeah, you convinced me.
You
also.
made
Don't you
very
feel
valid
better?
points about
Yeah.
just like feeling like more clear-headed and like having more drive as a
Yes.
man. It's interesting because I don't know, when does that like habit start for most people? Like
Masturbating?
like 14, yeah, like around
No.
there.
6.
And it just becomes so
With the
normal,
bed.
you know?
Dude, my ex-girlfriend was mad because I'd masturbate, and I remember like I was so mad when she said that she wanted me to stop masturbating. I was like, I've been doing this before I met you. I've been doing this since 5th grade. I've been masturbating. So don't tell me.
Choose you over that.
And then like I said that, and then I was so mad at myself because I was
You-
defending
and you
masturbating.
masturbated?
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
I don't know, it was weird. I think she just thought I didn't do it, and then when she found out I did, she was like, "What?"
I dated a girl in high school who thought like porn was disgusting, and I like totally lied. I was like, "Yeah, I don't watch porn. I don't jack off." And like she found it on my phone once, and it was a big deal. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But that was one of those things where it's like
What'd you
I
say?
can't give up my porn. You
Yeah.
know, like as a high school boy, like there's no way you can go without porn.
Yeah.
I was just like, it's just a one-time thing. You know.
That's terrible.
I lied my way out of it.
Yeah,
I was just looking.
yeah. Our friend, I don't know.
Someone used my phone. It wasn't me.
There's actually a girl that I used to date that's actually in porn now.
really.
Yeah, it's really weird, dude.
Like
I've
one
I've seen
video?
them.
Does that
No,
make you feel like good or weird?
It's weird.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I feel sad for her because, like, not to say like, okay, if porn is your job, that's whatever, that's fine. But like,
Yeah.
I know her personally, and I know what her mentality is like, so I feel
Yeah.
bad for her because I know it's like she's doing it for not the reasons that some other people might do it. Some other people just like having sex, and for her, I don't think she's doing
It's
it
just
because-
for the money.
I think she's doing it just for the money.
I feel like a lot of people do it for the money.
Yeah,
Dude.
but I don't know them.
Yeah,
So I'm an Uber driver now.
Yeah.
And I picked up someone who just started stripping, and they're from Cuba.
New
and
stripper.
they have
Cuba.
their like PhD over there.
Yeah.
But here doesn't transfer.
Yeah.
And she's like, now I'm a stripper in the United States, and I wanted a better life. And she was telling me, she's like, I went out my first time, and I just got off stage and cried.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Yeah.
the money's
Yo.
good, but I feel like shit.
It's amazing you just brought that up. I just had a conversation with a friend on the phone, and she told me she stripped for a little while, and she's like a very smart girl too, and she was talking about it, and she was saying like she had to get drunk her first time to
Yeah,
go up
that's
there.
what she said, yeah.
She said like it was just like the girls that are already there were just so cool about it. Like
Yeah.
she said. She was off stage, and the girl was like, "All right, go sit on that guy's lap and just like leave your boob out." And for her, it was like, "What? Like just sit out with my boob out? Like, are you kidding me?" But for those girls, it's so common and so simple and easy. I hate strip clubs. I've gone to one strip club one time in my life, and I was just like, "It's not for me."
I never really thought like, dude, new strippers get like trained. You know how like all new
bro.
jobs, like
They just
you
go
have
out
someone
there.
who works there, like train you in.
I'm sure they make like a good friend. Like I've seen them just like, hey, like I'll take you under my wing and I'll teach you the ropes.
But what if you don't? You know what I'm saying? Like you just wing it.
And you just go out there and twerk.
That's a sad part. It's like you have to get drunk or like something in order to get on stage and do that your first time.
Depending on who it is.
And I feel like most strippers get into the business knowing someone in the business.
Yeah.
They're like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
come out here. Like,
I've heard like there's like a timeline. Like you start like serving or bartending at something like a Hooters or something like that, and then you get to know people who have moved into stripping and
this
make way more
industry.
money. And then when you're stripping, like then it's like sex work after that. You know what I'm saying? Like they're getting like paying for sex or like doing porn because you look good and people are paying you for the money. It's like why not even make more?
she even said, she's like, the money's not as good as I thought it would be. The only way it's that good is if I have sex with the clients.
Yeah.
And she's like, I really
I thought
don't
about
wanna do
stripping before,
Yeah.
and then I googled some stuff, and I was like, I'm not qualified for this shit.
What stuff did you Google?
I just googled like strip clubs that are here in Houston, and like it's not the same type of man as me.
What do you mean?
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just small. I'm a little guy. Like, these are like giant.
Oh, they're
meaty
looking
people.
for like Game of Thrones ass dudes.
No, but like juice head, like big muscle people. You know
I
what
feel
I'm
like
saying?
you're a big muscle person.
Not that big though, bro.
Oh, they're looking
Yeah.
for like big.
And then I had like the realization is like it's not gonna be like just people that you would be comfortable waving your pee around at. It's gonna be people that you're not.
Yeah.
And then it's like I think about like if I meet somebody that I saw like I know there and like my crotch is in their face. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's just too late for me to back out now.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You definitely can't back out.
Yeah.
With
You're
me,
that-
with me being new here, I've like thought about that too. It's like I'll never see anybody I know.
Yeah.
And
I'm
it's
saying,
so
like,
big.
I know. What's big?
Texas.
Thanks, Al.
Texas is big. Like you would never see the same people twice.
I
And
feel-
Brock.
I only
Since
know
we're
like
going there,
I only
yeah.
know like 15 people here. Maybe 30.
Sounded weird
Yeah.
as hell.
But
though,
like
so that-
I'm pretty sure like none of those 30 people are ever going to see me at a strip club.
Yeah.
So I could work there every day and not see anyone I know.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'll probably never see them again unless it's there.
Yeah. Do you have any like moral? No, never mind.
You know,
Yeah, Not, especially you.
I have morals, but when it comes to stuff like that, I don't find that shameful, if that's what you mean. Hey, everybody, I know it's been a while, but we're back with the questions for the jab. This one is from our Twitter page. If you're not already following, go follow that at The Jab Media. No spaces, no numbers, just The Jab. This one is from Have You Heard 'Em For? And they ask, why do you guys always talk about race and racist stuff?
You know, I've had people ask me that too before.
Listeners to the
yeah.
show, why do we always talk about race?
And I think a big part of it is not necessarily because like we're surrounded by racism or anything like that. I think it's from where we come from. We're all from the same place, and it is very prominent there. People are just racist, and a lot of it's just jokes. People, first of all, a lot of it's just making fun, right? Like we're not every day getting slurs and stuff like
Oh, like people wanting to fight and stuff.
You know what's great? Don Lemon actually talked about this last week. He said that our generation doesn't vote because African American people in our generation never had to face the same things that black people in his generation did. Right? Like we've never gotten sprayed with a fire hose and dogs sicked on us and stuff like that. We've never dealt with that. Like we've never been into a restaurant and be like, you have to eat on this side of the restaurant. We've never had that.
Don
But-
Lemon's like in his 30s.
Yeah. But he still grew up with that.
Yeah, I suppose it was a little more racist.
But the thing that I think with that is, and it is not the same, right? That's obviously way worse. But I think that our generation of African American, and not even just African American, Asian people, anybody that's of a color, they deal with racism, or they're exposed to racism in a different way. It's social media. Now it's like someone in Chicago gets some really fucked up shit said to them or done to them, like that guy who wasn't let in his building. You remember that? The guy who wasn't let in his building because he was black,
Yeah.
and the lady wouldn't let. I don't know if that's what it was, but she wouldn't let him in, right? So it's like,
yeah, she was the
At his own apartment.
yeah. So it's like that's an isolated incident, and that sucked way worse for him than anybody else. But like now, as a black person in Houston, I'm like, damn, that shit's everywhere. So it's
Yeah.
like we have a wider, broader perspective on racism and how it impacts people,
Yeah.
but we don't like have the one-on-one engagement with it. Like I've never been sprayed with a hose. I've never had that happen to me.
Sure.
But I know it's out there, and I see plenty of like you click on that video and you scroll down, the next one's the same shit, next one's
Yep.
the same thing. So
Hell yeah.
you get to see it everywhere all the time.
Well, think about all the incidences that don't get recorded too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's so easy to have it all recorded now. I think it's still happening about the same amount, maybe even more.
Yeah.
It's just recorded, so
Yeah.
we see it.
I think for me personally, we talk about it because it's something that's relevant, and for you to say that like racism doesn't exist would be incorrect.
Yeah.
So I think we talk about it because it is so prevalent, and even if it is prevalent, some people might not notice that it is racism. Like I recently had a conversation that I met with someone for the first time, and they told me it was a white girl, and she said, "Yeah, I dated a black guy once, but my family said that I couldn't date him, so I had to break up with him." And we're not racist, but we just don't date outside of our race. Like we have black friends, but we just can't date black people.
Right.
Like how does that not sound wrong? You know, I understand that everyone has their traditional values and stuff like that, but that's a little different to me. You know, like that sounds kind of racist. And I think for us to talk about that might bring awareness to people who might like. She didn't say like word for word said like we're not racist. Like that sounds kind of racist.
Yeah.
The weird thing is too is I've heard like African Americans and like black people or Hispanics and stuff say that same thing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, damn, that's tight. Like I'm like, wow, that's not racist.
Do you think it is though?
Well, when they say it, I'm like, yeah, you only fuck with your
Wait,
race.
Just okay. Yeah, I was just making sure.
You know what I mean? Like I've actually thought that, and then like when Brock says it as like from a white person
Yeah,
saying it,
it sounds worse.
It sounds horrible.
Yo, I met this trucker at the gym one time, and we were talking for a while, and he's like a musician. And at one point in the conversation, he's like, I think it wasn't related at all. We were talking about music, and he's like, just so you know, he's like, I'm not racist at all. And he said that, and I was like, right away in my head, I was like, I feel like the most racist shit's about to come out your mouth.
Yeah.
And it was just like talking about black people in music and like how he hates how they bump it and play. You know, but
Yeah.
it's not exactly, it's not per se like racist per se, but it's just like it's stereotyping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. What was the person's name? What was this guy's name? The
Don Lemon?
No, the user that asked the question.
Their name was Have You Heard Him For?
Have you heard him before? I think that we talk about it a lot because, first of all, sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's just a great joke to
Yeah.
make. Second of all, I don't know. I don't want to pretend like it's not a thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like bringing light to those situations. I feel like
Yeah.
not a lot of people are talking about it in a manner that people want to like hear.
Yeah.
And maybe we're able to discuss something that someone will be like, wow, I never looked at it in that way or something like that. Not that it
Yeah.
makes it better or different, but it's open so that if some racist stuff does happen, you'll be like, oh, someone else felt that way about it. Maybe I should feel the same way. Because
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of racist stuff, you're like, that really just fucking happened?
Yeah.
Or like, what should I do right now? Or like, does this happen to anyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And us coming from such like different races and things like that,
sure.
we have different viewpoints on it.
Well, Jordan made a great point when he was saying it's
I
not
always make them great.
sometimes. But you mentioned how it's not like we're around it all the time, you know, like really like violent racism or anything like that. But like those situations do happen.
Yeah.
So it might not be happening around you, but it is happening everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's just important, I think, to know that it's happening, to be aware of your situation
Yeah.
as an American
You know,
citizen.
my racist experiences are just very subtle,
Yeah.
but I know it's happening.
Yeah.
Especially with my new hair. Like,
Yeah.
it's been a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I go around,
It's
people
yeah.
be like, what the fuck did you do to your hair? I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to tell you, I've had like 3 different people message me, tell me that you're a beautiful person.
Yeah, I had one person say, "Who's
Thank
the
you.
new guy?" And I'm like, "It's not the new. it's the same dude."
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You need
Ego
a new
boost.
alter ego.
They're like,
Yeah, my confidence.
I had a girl
is
message me.
10.
And she was like, "How did you meet that new guy?" And I'm like, "No, it's the same dude, just different hair, man."
Someone messaged me and said your parents did a good job.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm hearing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
All right, I'm running for mayor.
Like just to clarify,
Jordan will be your alderman.
just to clarify, like some of my favorite people in the world right now are white. Like my adoptive mother is white. You know, she brought me into her family and invited me into her home and took care of me and helped me through a lot of things. And she's white, and I love the fuck out of her.
Yeah.
You know, so it's definitely not like I just don't want to get it twisted. I don't want
Yeah.
anybody to feel like we have against anything as white people. We don't. I love white people.
Right.
Like it's just a few times in my life and some examples we can talk about and things that we see out in the world right now that, you know, it's not the greatest representation of white people.
Do you feel
Yeah.
any certain way about any other races?
Do I feel a certain way against any race? No, not at all. I don't care, bro. I love. I think as long as you're not a shitty person, I like
Exactly,
you. It's fine
yeah.
with me. Yeah. So I don't really have like any problems with any other races or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
I think for me personally as well, like sometimes just kind of addressing, because we've been asked this about race before on the podcast. I just like, as a white person, it's not like I hate white people,
Yeah.
but I do like.
Let's cut that up and make it sound like he says he hates white people.
But I
do
do think it's important for white people to understand that like there's a lot of people that like will judge you because you're white right now. So like with America's new president and a lot of people with this new movement about making things like great again, you know, there's a lot of racist stuff that goes with that. So I just think it's important to understand that it's. But I feel like do we have Trump listeners?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we're not hating on Trump. We're open for discussion. I mean,
Yeah.
like, if anyone does look at our views as different, like, prove us wrong. Show us some stuff that we think is, like, actually
Yeah.
legit. That's how I feel.
Anybody want a beer?
Yeah, I'll take a beer.
Cool. Get your own bitch.
Oh, this
beer.
is the seventh inning stretch.
The cactus one?
And, like, okay, so something about, like, that I posted recently. I just posted a picture and it had a Spanish caption. So some people would look at me and be like, damn, you don't even speak Spanish and this and that. That might be culture appropriation. But I think I look at it as, like, I fuck with the culture. And I like it so much that, like, I support. And I think that's another thing with racism is, like, you doing something that might be culture appropriating is, like, that's another person that's on your team that's willing to fight for something you believe in because they fuck with you. But
Yeah.
it sucks because people look at that so negatively and then they bring it down. They're just like, oh, we don't want you on our team and stuff like that. But one
For
thing
sure.
with race is, like, that makes us all, like, you know, together if people fuck with other things. And that's
absolutely.
one thing that I look at is, like, I take bits and pieces from, like, every race because I enjoy it. I love people and, like, they're fun, and I look at some of the backgrounds and they're so different that I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I want to incorporate that in my life.
Absolutely. I love putting myself in situations with people from other cultures and like trying to find an understanding, because a lot of people, some people who come to this country and don't necessarily learn the language right away. It's not like they're not trying, and I think it's kind of messed up when people judge them for that. Like as soon as they get here, they have to know perfect English and stuff like that.
Right.
But what I've learned with me trying to get better with other languages, when you do that to them, they don't like judge you and hate you for trying. Honestly, they respect it.
And that's something that I'm learning, is because sometimes I would speak to people who speak fluent Spanish and a little bit of English, but I would be too nervous to speak Spanish at them, even though I know some.
Yeah.
Like, I know decent Spanish,
Right,
but
yeah.
I'm just like, I don't want to make them feel like out of place, so I'll speak English to them, but that makes them feel more out of place than anything.
And I would imagine people who don't speak fluent English feel that all the time.
Yeah. And that's what, like, one thing that is huge is just like putting yourself in other people's shoes and just being like, why does language make you different than me?
Yeah.
Or your race,
One thing that stuck with me, it was somewhere in school. I don't know if it was like elementary school or middle school or something like that, but we were talking about our country and how it's labeled as like a melting pot, how we all assimilate as like one culture. And our teacher said instead of that, it's more like a mosaic, for the fact that it's like a picture made up with a bunch of different pictures, and that's what makes the whole thing. And I thought that was really cool, and that stuck with me.
Huh. So
Like,
there's a whole bunch of...
Yeah, it's like everybody brings their own piece to it, but that's what makes it unique.
And it's beautiful.
And people don't have to assimilate to culture for us to be a great nation.
Right. Yeah, and with that comes like no pushiness. Like, obviously I don't like when a race is like, oh, you don't eat pork, or you can't eat pork because it's not part of my religion, so I don't fuck with you because you do it.
Yeah.
Shit like that. So
Has anyone ever said that to you?
yeah,
Said what?
Damn, really?
yeah, like
They judged you for eating pork?
yeah, and shit like that. Or
I've had
meat.
that before.
Yeah,
I'm more afraid of eating pork for health reasons. Like, I recently found out you can die if it's not cooked right. That's
yeah.
scary.
I also heard some good things with pork too.
Really?
Like, I
Like
eat
what?
it in moderation. It's actually like one of the best meat to eat while losing weight.
Really?
Yeah, that's interesting as hell.
Isn't-
Bacon Magazine posted that article?
No, it's actually legit.
So this is my thing with pork. I don't know why. Do you know why? Like a lot of like
They say it's dirty.
okay, it is dirty because pigs can't sweat. So all
All
the
the sodium.
sweat and the shit. So when you think about what sweat is your body sweating out shit that it doesn't want
Yeah.
anymore, right? It's almost similar to pee.
Wait, cows can sweat,
I don't know.
or
Claudia?
like any other animal? I know dogs. do.
Claudia, do cows sweat?
No, they do not have
They don't sweat at all?
Have very many active sweat glands.
Okay, so Claudia said cows don't have very many active sweat glands. I don't think pigs can sweat at all.
Damn.
But
But
that's
they-
why they're salty.
Also,
Interesting.
she's saying that cows get rid of a lot of their heat through like their breath, and I know with the amount of cows, in the world, it's becoming like an environmental problem with the amount of like ethanol that they produce. And it was really interesting. I saw a MythBusters episode where they tried to like capture cows like farts and stuff like that has ethanol to see if we could use it for energy, and it wasn't enough. So it's enough to fuck up the world, but not enough for us to like utilize it.
Yeah.
They say that like if cows weren't used by humans as much, they would almost become extinct too.
Like
Yeah,
cows
they don't
would
seem like
die
they can
off.
fend for themselves
Yeah,
very
so
well.
like humans almost keep cows.
Like, I think I
going.
could kill a cow one-on-one with my hands easily. Just
But-
jump on that bitch and choke it out.
But I'm
Not saying like slaughterhouse or anything are okay.
were cows
but-
like naturally hunted before humans killed
I have
them?
no idea, dude.
I would imagine some of them, but like they were just like chilling on the grass.
Dude,
just
think how
grazing.
easy it'd be to hunt a cow.
So easy.
So
like for other
easy.
animals.
Have you ever
Yeah.
seen cows like interact with humans like dogs? They like play
Yeah,
fetch
they're-
and like
Yeah.
lay on you and
I
stuff.
I used to have a client, and she had a cow that actually came in the house, like a
House cow?
A house cow.
That sounds tight.
I had a cow named after me, Alec.
Really?
Yeah.
After,
And I-
like it was named after you specifically.
I had friends that owned a farm, and
Yeah.
they named a cow after me, and then killed
you
it and
meet
served it to me.
Oh,
And didn't tell me
That
it
took
was
a
me.
dark turn.
Yeah, they took a really
Yeah,
dark
it was
turn.
fucked up.
Were you
man.
sad?
I didn't know until like a week later after I ate it. I was like, "Where's my cow?" And they're like, "Oh, you ate it last week."
Damn,
I was like, "Oh,
that's interesting.
That's pretty dark for someone to
is
feed
dark.
you that after that.
is that racist?"
Yo, have y'all seen anything about adult babies?
Like,
All right.
I watched like a
What?
documentary.
All right, so
What?
for the people that don't know what an adult baby is, it's an adult that either part of the day or like as a sexual thing, they dress like babies and they're treated like babies. So like they'll hire
my
people.
God.
They'll hire people to come over and like swaddle them and feed them and change their diaper and shit. I was watching something. So I went in a weird path of education here with this.
Okay.
Weird. So in the first thing on the show notes we talked about was the Jamal Khashoggi thing.
Mm-hmm.
I went full circle from guy getting chopped up in Saudi Arabia to adult babies and then baby brain development.
Internet wormhole.
I know. Yeah.
Or
So,
rabbit hole.
but with adult babies, I landed on this adult baby guy, and he's like 320 pounds, and he has
That's a big baby.
yeah, and he has like a custom crib. He's missing several teeth. His whole apartment is baby stuff.
Does he think he's a baby?
No, he knows he's not a baby.
Does he have a normal job?
I don't know what his job is, but
I can't imagine the baby works.
So what's interesting about this guy is, so he has a very high pitched voice, and sometimes that's an indicator of testosterone levels in your body. So not having enough testosterone. So I was
He
wondering
looks
if
like he has none.
I was wondering if it has something to do with that, like if that's a conducive to like him being so strange, because it's strange.
Well, it's definitely Well, I guess
Yeah.
testosterone goes with like your mental development.
He said he likes to pretend to be 2 years old because at 2 you can still kind of communicate with the world, and it's okay for you to shit your pants still.
Same.
So he's just using that as an excuse to poop his pants.
Yeah,
I watched one documentary where the girl was like that, and she like had a whole
So
house full,
weird,
but she
dude.
would still go to work, and then she'd come home and like put on her diaper.
It's like
and
a
shit.
second life.
Yeah, like she would come home, and then she wouldn't tell her friends, and then she invited all her friends over, and she was like, "Just wait here in the living room." And then she put on her outfit and came out, and everyone was just like, "We gotta go."
Yeah.
She came out to her friends, and they weren't having
So
it.
can you like develop that like lifestyle? Like, what if I started doing the baby thing? Not that I'm planning on it, but like, would you guys still be my friend if I was like baby part time?
If you were still cool,
No. I
if
feel
you
like-
showed up in a baby outfit, I'm like, damn, this nigga's
Do my
Like-
thing.
because I think wanting to be an adult baby
he's really
is-
himself.
is indicative of much deeper problems.
Oh,
If you
yeah, for
cut me up with a
sure.
knife someday. No. So if you become an adult baby, I'm not gonna be your friend.
Okay.
I'll still
Sorry.
be your friend.
No,
Rock.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I
Because
appreciate
dude,
that.
there's
Al.
much
Thank you.
deeper shit going on than you act like a
But that's
baby.
why I'm his friend, so he doesn't kill me.
I just lock my door, son.
Yeah.
Rocks outside with his rattle.
Because I would. Oh my god. I still drive my car, like, but I don't speak. or
But
anything.
you wah the whole time.
Yeah. Little baby. He's a big baby. Adult baby.
Yeah, I just can't imagine. Like, this dude shits his pants. Like he shits his pants on purpose. He
Dude,
pees
there's
and
a
poops himself
lot
on purpose.
Of weird like fetishes like that.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest fetish you've ever heard of?
There's one where people dress up in like
Furries?
tight latex outfits that resemble like women. Like a guy puts on a tight latex outfit that has like boobs and shit, and like
yeah.
it even has the face, and he's
What
hidden. in
website
there.
is this on, Al?
Let's look at Alex' favorites.
Where it's actually our sponsor.
Let's go to your history.
Have you ever seen that guy who made himself a lizard? He like
Yeah.
cut his tongue
Yeah.
and like tried to get his skin to be like.
Are you talking about Dragon Lady or are you talking about Lizard Man?
It's different things?
Because there's different.
Well, there's that, and then there's the guy who tried to make himself a cat as well. They like
Yeah.
surgically attach a tail and like they surgically attach whiskers and stuff like
Dragon Lady has horns. So it's a man that transitioned to a woman.
I've seen the
transitioned
horns.
to a dragon.
that. Whoa.
What is it? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the weirdest.
yeah.
thing I've
Oh
seen.
my god. That's scary movie shit.
Yeah, dude. There's a whole like organization, and they make
It looks
bank.
like it looks like
Meat?
white chicks.
Oh my
It
god.
looks like white chicks.
Dude, that is so weird. That is very uncomfortable to see with my eyes.
But do you think it's wrong to shame people for having their own things?
No, but I think it's okay not to be your friend because I know there's something wrong with you on a level.
Right.
Because like a lot of weird fetishes are sexually caused fetishes. Like people have some sort of sexual encounter that's just like wrong or something
Yeah, that's
happens when
true.
they're young. Like it's not exactly normal. So
Mm-hmm.
like for me personally, if one of my buddies fucking did this shit, I'm like, hey bro, look. You go and figure this out and go through it, and I'm just gonna not be your friend for a little while.
So
man.
what we're looking at right now is bizarre rubber female bodysuit. So a guy dresses up as a female through a full bodysuit, and they have like boobs and ass, even over the face. It looks like a woman in a wig.
Dude, I just don't want to get murdered by one of you guys. Like, if you're doing this, you're not very far from murdering me next, in your life. Oh my god.
Yeah, the guy would go around.
Imagine this guy like at the beach. Like you're on the.
Listen, he would go in California and ride the bike and like go up and down the beach and shit.
You can see his pee pee. Is that his dick up in his belly button? That line is his dick. But he's feeling himself at least, right?
Dude, he was so confident.
Yeah.
I
It's
watched the
just so
documentary. It was on Netflix,
strange.
dude. It was like weird fetishes.
Yeah.
It's just so strange.
Like a guy fell in love with his car,
Oh yeah.
had sex with his car, dude.
I met a girl who had a weird fetish once.
What was it?
I don't know if I want to say.
You're in it now.
You have to say it now.
So she was older. Let me rephrase this. I don't think it was a fetish.
This is gonna
It's just
take a
something
weird
weird that
turn.
she did. She
You're
was
a
like
dog?
older, and she had like kids that were my age at this point, and she would talk to me like she'd be like, "Does the baby like this?" Like things like that while we're doing stuff.
Were you attracted by that?
No, but I was very attracted by her, so
I
I,
think
just kind
it's-
of pushed my way through it.
I think that's just like opposite of the daddy fetish. You know?
like girls think.
yeah.
They want the kid.
Dude, like
She would,
stepmom
like-
porn and shit like that is huge.
But
in
you know how
America.
like moms talk like, "Oh baby," like she'd do that to me during sex, and it was weird.
I don't know if that would bother me.
Yeah, because you're fucking deviant. We know this already.
Dude, I'm not a deviant.
You're deviant adjacent.
Crescent moon.
Yeah, did you see that like tweet? It's like a pretty famous tweet. It said like people who make $700 make people who make $25 an hour feel like people who make $7 an hour are the problem. It's like rich
like a
people
chain
tell
reaction.
middle class people that lower class people are the problem. But like you making $700 an hour,
Yeah.
and there's no consequences for that.
Dude, didn't fucking...
I'm just gonna start stripping and charging $700 an hour.
Who
right?
just
All I
signed
need
the
is one
biggest
person.
contract in the world?
Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, bro. How much money does he make an hour?
Who is that?
It's the
Boxer.
Mexican
Boxer?
boxer. Yeah, he wants
Biggest
to. He
contract,
wants a
dude.
rematch with Floyd. He's making his contract is like $343 million a year. Or something like that. Yeah, it's hella.
That dude, that's that shit, bro. Like Odell Beckham, he this year he signed one of the biggest contracts for a receiver ever,
The biggest.
and then he goes on to a talk show, talks shit about essentially his boss. Like your quarterback's kind of your boss. He's not getting the ball, not answer the fucking power.
Well, his boss also told him to shut up and play football.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up and play football.
Do you believe in that?
Yes, bro.
Like he
Okay.
should lose his voice because he's paid a lot.
So you don't have to lose your voice if you want to talk about political stuff or like shit like that. in
Which
the
he
world.
doesn't really.
But all he did was talk shit about his quarterback. That's not
Yeah.
productive.
So,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
I didn't watch it. I don't know what
he
happened.
he was in an interview with Lil Wayne and some person, and honestly, I feel like part of it was because Lil Wayne was there. He wanted to feel cool, and basically he just belittled his quarterback and talked about how the decisions he makes aren't good and whatever. So he's not giving him the ball. Why the fuck would he?
That does suck coming from like what I know about sports is it's a big family. But
Yeah.
now you're talking about money. So,
Exactly, because we talked about this earlier. Listening to LeBron mic'd up, that's a team player,
Yeah.
right? And LeBron he's got to be the highest paid guy in the NBA right now, right? Got to be. There's no way he's not.
I've heard LeBron bitch about not getting the ball, but how did he do it? How does LeBron bitch
Well,
about not getting the ball?
LeBron is in a position where he's able to recruit people to the team he's in. Like Odell Beckham can't change the team of the Giants, and that's the issue. Is like LeBron will go to a team. I don't know if you like see this. Like he's on Lakers now. Lakers have a whole new roster.
Yeah, they just changed.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, we're getting LeBron. We're getting. They got like 7 other.
I
people.
always thought of what it would be like to be LeBron's coach. I kind of want to make a skit about it.
You can't coach LeBron.
Yeah.
He coaches the team.
Yeah,
Like that'd be
best job
skit.
ever.
That'd be a good skit. Like,
But with-
how do you coach
But
LeBron?
it's different,
Yeah.
right? Because like it's not a huge difference, but it's a difference, right? A basketball team is a smaller team.
Yeah,
You
it's
have
true.
11
It's a
people in
different
football.
sport. It's
yeah,
way different.
very different. I'm just
Yeah.
comparing it to
So
like.
I just think for Odell Beckham to do that and then be mad, it's like, what did you expect to happen?
So what do you think? Do you think he's gonna get the ball thrown more?
No.
Or less?
No.
Because the quarterback might be
Less.
like, catch this bitch.
yeah, because like football is such a like basketball can be more of an independent sport. Right, like one guy can do more in basketball than one guy can do in football because there's fucking
Yeah,
22
because
guys
of
on
the-
the field. So for Odell Beckham to do that, like he needs all those other 10 guys to do their job the right way with enthusiasm for him to get the ball. They're not going to do that if you're belittling the team. Like that's the team's leader.
But you gotta imagine that it would be frustrating if you're arguably one of the best receivers or best people who at what you do in the league, and the ownership of their team isn't doing anything to help you score and make the team better. Like they pay him, but they're not getting a better quarterback for him, so he can't do anything without a good quarterback.
Does he not get the ball thrown enough? Like, have you seen him play?
Not any good plays.
Okay.
Like he'll have good games, like him and Saquon Barkley is their running back. He's a rookie. He's like endless potential, but they can't do anything if their team sucks.
But maybe that's why they pay him so much. Because they're like, we'll just fucking keep you and have
Yeah.
us lose still.
Yeah, it's a tough situation because he took that contract because of the money.
And a lot of NFL contracts are changing, aren't they? Like yearly now. Like you're gonna do a 2-year contract, a year contract, instead of doing like locked in for X amount of days.
It depends on where you're at in your career. One of the best running backs, if not the best in the league, Le'Veon Bell, hasn't played at all this year because they won't sign him for what he wants.
Yeah.
The franchise tag, like, so he's missing out on a shit ton of money. NFL players make so much money. Like, he's probably missing out on like close to like $20 million this year.
Easily.
But like that is worth it to him, like for the principle. He's like, he knows his worth, and if they don't want to give him that, he's not going to make them better.
Yeah, that's true. Money though.
It's a bunch of money, and
When are you motherfuckers gonna start paying me? I'm mad now. Where's my contract, son?
Shit.
Are you the OBJ?
I'm the OBJ.
The jab.
Brock and Alec can suck a dick. Where's my contract? Just kidding. I'm kidding. But that would be like me doing that and then be mad at you guys for kicking me off the show. Y'all gonna
If
kick me
this
off the
show
show?
got
I'm just
paid $1
kidding.
million, dude, I'll pay you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
There's definitely both sides. I'm not a big fan of hearing people like tell people to shut up because they're rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people shouldn't be able to say anything just because they're paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
That takes away your rights as a human citizen. Like, you should be able to say what's on your mind. He's a very emotional player. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen clips of him. Like, he'll go to the sidelines and like punch shit. But like, as an athlete, like, you do get emotional
Yeah, definitely.
for sure.
I mean, you saw it in the Heat, the basketball game.
Yeah.
The Lakers and the fucking Rockets.
It's interesting. They've done so much like playback on the videos and research to see if Rondo really did spit in Chris Paul's face. I saw a video today. It was a super close up where you could barely see spit. Like the original videos, everyone's like, "No, he didn't." Like CP3 was out of line.
Who
and
poked
then
the face?
Chris Paul poked
Yeah.
Rondo's
Poked, okay.
face
You don't
after
poke a
Rondo
man's face.
Well, after Rondo spit on him. So like it was, but isn't that kind of like weird? It's like high school. Like he did it first.
Dude,
The grown men fighting. It's like, well, I put my hand in his face because he spit on me. He's like, I didn't spit on him. That's all kind of funny. It's like childish.
Could you imagine like being in an altercation like that and you have cameras in every angle? So it's
Every
like-
angle,
Yeah.
like
But again, big
4K.
respect to LeBron for pulling them apart, right?
Yeah.
He got the guy on the opposite team on
LeBron's
the
not
sport.
getting in any fist fights, dude. No way.
If you ever think about it, LeBron
Oh,
in a
yeah.
fist fight would be a terrifying thing.
I
thought
thought
he had
basketball players
delicate
couldn't fight
hands.
good.
But he's just, I'm saying it, all right, fuck you, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Fuck you, motherfuckers.
Boom.
That's the title.
Erase
I
it.
thought he had delicate hands.
Erase it.
Delicate hands could be cool.
I don't want it in here.
I don't want it.
I guess we gotta start drinking more.
Just like casually.
Casually.
I'm casually having some
You
beer.
sound like that cat in that
All right.
show.
This has been episode 14.
1-7.
We have arrived.
What's
We have arrived.
landed in
Arrived.
14?
About 14 times in a row now.
Dude,
Mm.
we came, we saw, we conquered.
14 weeks. How many months is that? Claudia, Google it.
3.5, I think.
So 3.5 months. That's it.
Yeah.
We've been rolling for 3.5 months.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it?
when I got Onero.
Yeah, that's true. As always, this is Breezy Rando.
This is People Call Me Jay.
And this is Young Al.
Fuck your mother.
Stay cool, Houston.
Watch out for the jab. Watch out for the jab. Watch out for the jab.
My whole crew out.